Your Mother Ate My Dog, the podcast, episode 128. Not Children of Men, the City of Lost Children.
Yeah.
I wanted to call it the Lost City of Children. I think that'd be a better name.
Yeah, we should
The
talk
City
to
of
the
Lost
directors
Children.
about that, and they can figure that out. They can change it.
30 years ago, the movie came out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not too late.
Anyways, how are you?
I'm doing very well. I haven't been at work all week. Taking a holiday week. It's been nice. Although I still feel like I'm doing lots of things. It's one of those. But tomorrow, Friday, I'll be going to Penticton, which will be nice. And I bought some new tires for my car. That was really exciting. Not cheap. They were like almost $1,300. So that was fun. And yeah, I think that's about it. What's new with you?
No, we're still on you. Why did you feel the need to buy new tires? Did something happen, or you just
Well, I would say
time?
a few months ago, probably now, I ran. So on Gorge Road, they have installed bike lanes, which were not there before, and they have like the cement barriers which divide the bike lanes to the actual road bit. And I had driven on that road so many times, I got like spatially used to every curve, let's put it that way. But once they installed it, shortly thereafter, I ran up on a curb and exploded my tire. So I've had a spare tire. Now I say spare tire, but I inherited this vehicle from my grandfather, and he had like a full tire, like a rim and a tire and everything. So I've had that on the whole time. But it was like off of Lincoln, and Lincoln tires can fit on Fords, and it didn't quite match up. And I'm like, before I drive to Penticton, I should probably just get a tire that matches my other tires like you're supposed to. And that way I'll have peace of mind that nothing's wacky is going to happen. And then I get there, and I failed to remember that my tires are actually pretty old. You know, it's the tires that came with the vehicle. And the vehicle was from 2014, so they're like 11-year-old tires. They don't have a ton of kilometers on them because my grandpa never drove anywhere. But he pointed out to me, and, you know, this wasn't just an upsell. I could see it with my own two eyes that they were kind of cracking, and they're always losing air. I'm constantly having to fill my tires with air. So I'm like, okay, let's just get new tires. So that's what I did.
Okay, so when did this first incident happen? When you
it's been months.
hit the curb?
It's been months.
You didn't think to tell me?
Well, I did give it some thought as to whether it's like, as soon as it happened too, I'm like, man, do I tell Josh about this? And I decided against it. I didn't want to stress you out. I didn't want you to worry about me.
128 episodes. Every single time I'm like, what's new with you, Jesse? Anything happened this week? And you're like, no. Went to work, came home, ate beans.
Ate beans. Well, I mean, you know, honestly, it was so long ago. It might have even been more than a couple months ago. It probably was. I feel like I probably...
before the podcast then?
No, not before the podcast, but I feel like I might have told you.
Just an update, the light has burnt out.
I was going to ask, that was my next question.
It burnt. It was off, and then it came back on last episode, but now it's fully out.
Okay. Well, thank you for the update. You don't often hear about a light bulb burning out and then coming back to life and then burning out again. That's special. It seems more likely it's like a problem with the socket than the light bulb, because usually light bulbs don't die and then come back to life.
You don't have a light bulb that ever like flickers out, and then like you turn the light off and then turn the light back on and it's on again?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Moose,
So I'll have to
that's
buy a new
good.
light bulb for that. Yeah, haven't heard that for a while.
He's not even anywhere near the kitty litters. He's just against a wall. He's just up on a wall, just doing that for no reason.
Character.
Yeah, he's remembered that he hasn't been on the
Okay.
podcast in a while, so it's making himself known.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about your tires.
That's okay. It happens.
Fun. They get to drive to Penticton in May.
Yes, Penticton in May feels like the best time to go. Not too hot. Probably not going to be any snow on the Coquihalla. We'll be car camping like we did in the Yukon, which is kind of fun.
Very nice.
Yeah, should be good.
The last time we talked, you were taking 2 days off for the fire thing that never happened. The fire inspection, and then I had my fire inspection, the week after, which I didn't take time off for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's similar. You have a week off this week. I have a week off next week. I'm going camping next week. We might be car camping. We might not be car camping, just depending on the weather. So that's the same. We're the same person. Just so you know, there's not going to be a podcast next week.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to be here.
Well, that's very responsible of you to tell me now and not cancel the day before.
I do have a movie picked out.
Oh, great.
Oh, it's fine. We can cancel days before. It's not. I mean, you watched the movie the day of. I watched the movie the day of now, so it's not that big of a deal. Another thing that happened that I didn't know about your car thing, but a week and a half ago, we went camping up in Port Renfrew with some friends.
Mm-hmm.
The weekend of the one before last weekend. We went up to Friday, and as we were driving, we worked on the Friday. So as we were driving to work on the Friday, our brakes started to make a really grinding noise, like almost a dangerous grinding noise. Every time we hit the brake, people knew we were braking.
Right.
This happened in my Mazda, so I knew I had to get my brake, make an appointment for driving. So like, don't drive the car. And I'm like, oh yeah, don't worry, I'm not. But then I drove the car. I don't know if you've ever been to Port Renfrew, but
yeah,
those roads are not great.
No.
A lot of braking, but we were fine. We didn't die. And then so I had to take the Monday off to take the car in to replace the brakes, and it cost us $1,900 to replace the brakes. And then they did some other stuff too. Like I got my oil changed. They drained and replaced the transmission fluid, brake fluid. They did a whole little walk around the car and did some stuff. But $1,900.
It's been an expensive couple of weeks for us.
Yeah. But that's funny. We didn't know about each other's car thing, and
yeah, here we are coming together with two car stories.
Yeah.
Financial car stories.
Kind of life.
Yeah, I think you're right. I delivered some mail for fun the other day.
Oh.
I just made that up.
Okay, because I was going to say that's against the law.
Yeah. No, I would never break the law.
I mean, I might be out of work in 2 weeks again, so that's fun.
Yeah, I did hear about that. So that's good. Be out on that old picket line again.
I don't think I'm gonna strike this time. If we do strike, I mean, it's nice out, but I think I'm gonna. I don't think it's gonna get to that point. I think they're gonna figure it out,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not gonna strike. I'm
Okay.
not gonna be out there. I'll sacrifice my $56 a day. Maybe the second week I will.
So to say,
Once
money
I,
bags.
don't get paid for a week. Well, I guess I just blew $1,800 on
Is it 19
$1,900
or
on
1800? Which one is it?
a new brake system. Well, it was in between 18 and 19. It was like 1870 something, so I just kind of rounded up.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Did you go see Sinners?
No. No, I've been meaning to, but I did not end up doing that.
Maybe in Penticton.
Maybe. Was there a movie I went and saw recently?
I handpicked. Yeah, you went and saw a movie, but we talked about it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember what I was gonna say before we get to the Jeopardy questions, which I can hear you rustling around with. The other day I rewatched
Paddington.
Shanghai Noon, and in preparation of watching Shanghai Noon, I went to the movie theater and bought popcorn, and then brought it home and ate my popcorn with Shanghai Noon. I've been doing that lately. Nothing beats movie theater popcorn, you know. So there's my Shanghai Noon popcorn story. And now I don't hear you.
Yeah, I guess you're close enough.
Oh, there you are. I wonder if we've run into a substantial delay.
How much is popcorn these days?
It's like $12. Wow. Can you hear me?
How much is popcorn these days?
I said $12. Did you hear that? We can't be having these technical difficulties in the middle of the episode. What are people going to think about us?
That's worth it for you.
Yeah, it's worth it for me. 100%. It's delicious. Layered butter. I mean, come on. You got to go layered. It is just me here again, folks. Some substantial technical difficulties there. We might even need to edit out a big chunk of silence there. Hopefully Josh is all right. He tends to be. And I mean, you guys are used to this by now if you're a normal listener. It's the Jesse Only segment, where Jesse discusses things about his own life without Josh, without the burden of his presence. Tell me, and if you're listening to this on YouTube or somewhere that you can leave a comment, do you ever go buy popcorn from the theater and bring it home? Is that a strange thing to do? I mean, I don't think it's particularly strange, but it is particularly expensive. I'll say that. 15 minutes in almost. I haven't even started talking about the movie. It's crazy. No sign of Josh either, which is really worrying. I can check my phone, see if he's messaged me. He hasn't messaged me. Perhaps some internet issues. He's running on I don't know what kind of internet wiring he's got going on in his place, but it's not great, clearly. Oh, I see signs of life. I see his name on the screen. There he is. Now, Josh, can you hear me?
So if you can't see me, it looks like my internet's off, but I'm still talking. It will record me and then put
Yeah.
it in the final product.
Okay.
So the episode will have you being like, "I can't hear you," and then me being like, "Jesse, listen to me."
I see. Okay. So there isn't going to be a big old, like no one talking moment.
Nothing matters.
Okay. I mean, I do feel like there was a time that you disconnected
Nothing
completely and I
matters.
was just
Anyways,
talking to no one for a while.
well, this time I disconnected completely. Normally, it's just like your internet that gives me a message,
Hmm.
but this time it just kicked me out. So
Okay. And I feel like usually as soon as you go out, I start filling the airspace, but this time
okay.
I don't know, I was stun locked. And so I didn't say anything for like a minute. And even as I speak now, it feels like I'm about to lose you again. There's a lot of herky jerky. I don't hear you saying anything. You're not responding to anything I'm saying. So either we've hit a massive delay, or you're choosing to ignore me and you're messing with me, which I doubt you would do in the middle of the episode.
I guess I could move.
Oh, I heard you. You said I guess I could move. All right, I'm going to say an animal.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm going to say an animal, and as soon as you hear me say the animal, I want you to say the animal back to me. Okay, so the animal is giraffe. Okay, it's been 20 seconds. I haven't heard you say it.
Got it.
And now you seem to be in a forest of some kind. And yeah, I'm just talking to no one again. This is a riveting episode. People are going to be really enthralled. Ben's there. Let me guess what Ben's doing right now. Ben likes to put us on while he's doing things.
Giraffe.
Oh, there we go. That's about a minute after. Ben likes to do things while he's listening. So he might be doing dishes. He might be... what else might he be doing? Organizing his cast iron pans. Perhaps reading up on bees. Maybe he's gardening. There's a whole plethora of things he could be doing. I'm thinking about having to go to work tomorrow. Couldn't be me. Maybe he's just reminiscing about how much he misses me, and that's why he's listening. Oftentimes I think about the other listeners we possibly have, perhaps the repeat listeners, perhaps Josh's mom, Janet. Janet, I hope you're enjoying today's episode. There's not a lot of Josh in it, so you're kind of stuck with me. And Josh and I have been friends for a good, wow, when did we become friends? 15 years probably by now. I don't think we've ever met in person. So I don't know if we need to rectify that or remain sort of on a name basis only and perhaps just never meet in person. There's lots of possibilities. Perhaps you could brainstorm some, present them to your son, and he could present them to me. I'm open to ideas. Let's put it that way. What is this? What else is there to discuss? Tea. I've been drinking a lot of tea lately. I know Josh drinks a lot of tea. He goes for typically goes for fruitier teas. I myself am like a black tea, like an Earl Grey or something like that. Occasionally, I'll delve into perhaps like a chamomile, but that's a rarity, I would say. Um, Lately, I've also been thinking about comfort movies. I mentioned earlier I watched Shanghai Noon. That's definitely a comfort movie. I've seen that movie probably over 20 times. Another one of those would be The Mask of Zorro. I probably have mentioned this before. I've seen that movie, probably over 30 times, if I were to guess. I've been meaning to go back to it, but for some reason I haven't in quite a while. Um, uh, I assume soon will be the time. So there's comfort movies, shows. Shows are a thing. I want to watch the second season of Andor. Get that going. Disney Plus. The first season was quite good. A lot of people were saying it's the best Star Wars thing in a while, which is definitely true. I'm excited for the second season. No spoilers, please, because I haven't gotten to it. I will give you an update on our friend Josh. He's going to restart his computer. Now, I'll say not often, at least in the episodes that I've heard, will people have technical difficulties of this magnitude. And they'll just continue on. And that's what we're going to do. I'm just going to keep on talking to myself while Josh restarts his computer. And who knows how long that'll take him. Could be many minutes. But I think this is nice. An extended Jesse only segment of the episode. I'm sure once Josh does return, we'll be kind of like quick. Let's get to the movie. Perhaps some Jeopardy trivia. We won't want to dwell too long on too many things because we don't want to make the episode too long. We don't want to take up too much of your time. I feel like that's probably a barrier for a lot of people, like myself included. Like, do I really want to commit myself to a 2 hour, an hour and a half, 2 hour long episode of anything? It's a lot of time, especially when, like, I would say listening to a podcast. I mean, it depends what type of person you are and what kind of multitasking you like to do. Like, if you can't really put on a record, listen to some music, and listen to the podcast at the same time. And you can't really like have something on the TV. Well, you can have something on the TV and like perhaps like scrolling through your phone at the same time, but you couldn't watch a show and listen to a podcast at the same time. So I guess it kind of depends like what kind of hobbies you have. Like sitting down, listening to records, or going for a paddle are some of my hobbies. And I don't know if those really go together with listening to a podcast. Oh, wow. You're hearing me in an echo. And there's Josh right there. Hi.
I downloaded the app. Well, this is better.
This is much better. What did you change?
I just restarted my computer.
Okay.
It's been a while. So yeah, I downloaded the app because I thought I could maybe get on my phone and do it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe I should start hotspotting. I can start hotspotting my phone into from my laptop from in here. Maybe that'll work better. Or not. You didn't really have to keep talking for that long, but
Well, what do you mean? What was I supposed to do?
you could just stop talking, and then I could have just edited it.
Oh, well, you can edit it out. It's pretty boring.
No, of course not. Thank you. I apologize. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, I'm just glad that you're back.
Yeah, me too. So I kind of 2 weeks worth of Jeopardy questions. I got rid of some boring ones. Like You probably wouldn't know, and they're boring.
Okay.
But there's a good crop of them, relatable to kind of you and me. You should get all of them.
Okay.
We start with the Bible.
Mm.
Bible question. With more than 800 instances, this city is the most mentioned in the Bible. Pretty slam dunk question for all the Bible heads out there.
Yeah, I mean, I've read the Bible. So I should probably know this. I'm going to say Jerusalem.
When you think, yeah, Jerusalem. That's the good one. This is more for the winter months. There's a hint for you. Food and drink phrases, the category. To give up the good gossip is to spill this beverage. To give up the good gossip, spill this beverage.
Spill the tea.
Yeah, so I drink a lot on the podcast. Food and drink phrases. You love cookies. You love that movie. No, I can't remember the name of it. Want to say "c'est la vie," but add a little sugar. Try "that's the way the cookie does this." That's the way the cookie does this. Jim Carrey.
Crumbles.
Crumbles.
It's funny, when you were gone, I was talking about tea. Just to go back to that last question. So that's fitting.
That is fitting. I didn't know. But now I have the app so I can watch the podcast. I thought when I turned on, because like invited myself into the group, I thought I would have video access and I could just do the podcast from my phone, but it didn't work that way. Food and drink phrases for $1,000. If something has little value, it's not worth a hill of bees. Something Goya Foods has found value in.
Beans.
You love them. Beans. You love them so much. Okay. International disputes. We talk about countries a lot. We used to play GeoGuessr against each other. This might be good for you. In 1937, things got sticky between Nicaragua and Honduras over a map on one of these items philatelists collect. Over a map on one of these items philatelists collect. I'm a mailman. There's your hint.
A stamp.
There you go. That was a hard one. I apologize. I don't know what a philatelist is. An artificial reef started a beef between the British territory of Gibraltar and this neighboring nation. Do you know where Gibraltar is?
I do know where Gibraltar is. But did you see between France? Is that what you said?
An artificial reef started a beef between this British territory of Gibraltar and this neighboring nation.
Oh, okay. See, I know where Gibraltar is. I'm confused by the question because I did not think Gibraltar was anywhere near the UK. I thought it was between France and a nation in Africa, I thought.
I don't know if it still is, but Gibraltar was or is a British territory. I believe it was. So that's all I was saying. You can ignore the British part of it.
Okay.
Gibraltar, North Africa.
Yeah. I knew it was like a north, like, yeah. Wait, I thought Gibraltar was... Oh, that's...
There's a little piece of water in between them and the country that it's talking about.
So not the African country. Am I giving you an African country or not?
No, you're not giving me an African country. You're giving me a European country.
Okay, France.
No, Spain.
Spain. Yeah, that's what I meant to say, but I said France anyway. That's okay.
3 questions left.
Because I'm like, it's the one beside Portugal. France. No, that's Spain.
I mean, close. Last one for international disputes. It might be the hardest one. The rediscovered Preah Vihear temple caused conflict as it sat atop mountains on the border of Cambodia and this country.
Laos?
Thailand.
Mm.
The next two questions, last two questions, are about bands. You love music. You were talking about music earlier. I was listening. You were saying something about you can't have records and TV on at the same time or something. With the right accordion player, your band can follow in Frankie Yankovic's footsteps and become king of this.
Polka?
Polka. And last question. Kazoos and washboards are typical in this ragtag type of band named for a vessel that holds liquids. Kazoos and washboards.
A vessel that holds liquids.
Mm-hmm.
Like a jug, like a, I don't know what it's called, a jug band or something.
It's called a jug band. Good for you. Good job.
Okay.
And that concludes our riffing
I'm
section.
annoyed
of the
about that
podcast.
Gibraltar question, to be honest, but that's okay.
Yeah, perhaps a little confusing.
I
with the whole
didn't
British
know the British
thing thrown
owned
in.
Gibraltar.
Pretty sure they don't anymore.
Yeah, that's so
A little
weird.
confusing.
And I meant to say Spain, but I said that's okay. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, Spain and France.
Water under the bridge. No one listens to this anyway. Well, we're 30 minutes in. Do we want to talk about the movie?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're going to talk much about the movie. It was in French. The City of Lost Children. It was a French movie.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why you had France in the mind. Spoke French. Ron Perlman's in it. Ron Perlman known a lot for English-speaking roles.
Yes.
He didn't know French at all. He didn't do bad. Didn't do terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a lot of speaking parts because obviously he can't speak French. What do you think?
I want to make sure we didn't have a Tetsuo the Iron Man situation. You did watch it with subtitles, though.
I turned subtitles on. Yep.
Okay, just to make sure. Because you're like, it was in French, so there's not much to say because I didn't understand anything they were saying.
No, there were subtitles, so I got the gist.
Okay, great. That's good. How did you watch this film, by the way?
On the internet.
Okay.
I did look. So originally, I went to my go-to, and I got it all set up. And I'm like, I should look at the Internet Archive. And I noticed there are quite a lot of options for that. And there's a video game on there. They made a video game of this movie. You played Miette.
I could see that working.
It didn't get good scores. It was on Windows and PlayStation, maybe.
Interesting.
Does that work? Make sense? I don't know. Anyways, how do you like the movie?
I liked it. It was pretty good. It was quite reminiscent of Delicatessen, which makes a lot of sense because the same director and like almost all the same actors. Although Ron Perlman wasn't in Delicatessen. And also had a thing that Delicatessen was doing that I remember talking about was all the people were very interesting looking, very expressive faces and just unique looking, which was kind of, I liked, I guess. And it felt like it wasn't like they depict people who look very unique and then but they can't act. I mean, I liked what everyone was doing in terms of acting as well. Yeah, quite a interesting concept. Another post-apocalyptic sort of thing, just like Delicatessen as well.
Yeah, this is a classic Jesse movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird. We couldn't understand what they were saying. It was in like a post-apocalyptic setting, dark and wet.
Yes.
Pretty classic Jesse there.
Yeah, I am very dark and wet.
Yeah, I thought it was an upgrade on Delicatessen.
Okay.
I thought they took kind of what they learned 4 years since Delicatessen, and I thought it wasn't an easier movie to understand, but it it was an easier watch. It felt like than
Mm-hmm.
Delicatessen, if I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
But it was weird.
It was very weird. Um, there was a couple times where I'm like, okay, well, I'm not sure I quite understood what happened there, but they were pretty quick on like filling me in, I guess, hold my hand a little bit, because some of the things were a little. I mean, there's a lot of strange things going on, and sometimes things can get so strange that you lose any sort of sense of the plot. So, okay, this is just a weird movie.
Yeah, I was confused for sure
Yeah.
because it was in French.
Well, there's that, but I mean, if you had subtitles on, that probably help you a bit.
The subtitles were pretty good. They weren't like out of order or
Mm-hmm.
didn't happen. Sometimes when like they'll say something, but but the subtitles will be before or after. But no,
Yeah.
it was good. It's a good subtitle mix for sure.
Yeah, I found it.
But
I found it. I mean, strange casting putting Ron Perlman in this, though. I thought.
why would he want to do it?
Yeah,
It's a
and
French movie.
also I don't know, like if he was this obviously pretty early in his career, but he had done other things before,
Yeah, he won a Golden Globe for Beauty and the Beast.
right? Beauty and the Beast. It's
He
an
looks just
interesting
like a
choice.
beast.
No, I spent a lot of the times he did talk. I mean, he didn't say a ton of things, but I was wondering if that was
Hmm.
actually him speaking or it was just dubbed over, or but no, I think it was him.
Apparently, it was him. Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't do too bad. I mean, I could tell that French wasn't his first language, but it wasn't like
Yeah.
egregious or anything like that.
Maybe if we didn't know the guy, didn't know that he was, an English or not a guy who spoke English and not French.
Hmm.
I don't know if I could tell that he couldn't speak French or French wasn't his first language. I thought he did decent.
Yeah. One scene that I liked in this movie, was one of my favorite scenes I've seen in a while, was when, um, what the hell's that guy's name? Crank. You know, the guy that's trying to
Mm,
steal the kids' dreams. He gets like the new batch of kids. There's 5 of them, and he's trying to make them like all happy. And he dresses up as Santa,
mhm.
and he's like trying to cheer them up, and it's like the most terrifying thing ever. I just liked how convinced he was that it was going to be like make the kids real happy while simultaneously being like genuinely terrifying.
I did like how the first scene of the movie was a dream. That kind of got us into it. Thought that was
Hmm.
pretty good choice by the guys.
Yeah, I did. That was like the main source of confusion for me near the end, was when what's her face, the young girl, she
Miette.
like, yeah, that one. She like went into the dream, and then all of a sudden she like was trying to get the kid, and then she was getting older, and then all of a sudden Crank died for some reason. I don't know if I really
Yeah.
understood that.
So, I read the plot for that, and she was able to manipulate the dream enough where it exploded his brain.
Okay, I see.
Mm.
I liked um some of the practical effects, like
Yep.
when the same actor who, there was like the 5 clones,
Mhm.
when they're all in the same room, it never I don't know, like sometimes with movies when there's like the same actor has been put there in the same scene more than once. I don't know how often that really happens, but you can like tell that they're it's been done. Like, I don't really know how to explain that, but or like sometimes their eyes don't quite meet each other because they're not actually looking at each other or something like that. But I didn't get that feeling with this one. For all I know, they got 5, you know, they all look the same. And there's just 5 of them.
Yeah, that in 1995. But I thought the practical effects were pretty good too. Like when
Yeah.
they zoomed in on stuff.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, um, ahead of his time.
And I thought, those the creepy like conjoined twins. I think they're conjoined.
They are conjoined, yeah, in the leg.
Yeah, yeah.
The octopus.
They don't have the same last. Well, okay, but I guess one of them could have just been married and taken the last name. Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, they are siblings. I'm stupid. Never mind. When I was looking at the cast, I mean, you'll see by the name of my thing on the
Yep.
podcast, Conjoined
Yep.
Twins Aren't
Conjoined
Related.
twins aren't.
I just looked at the cast and I saw them and they had different last names. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess they aren't related. But one of them probably just got married and changed their last name. So I'm just stupid. I'm like, wow, that's the best casting of all time. They look exactly the same. Yeah. So I'm just stupid.
No, you're not stupid.
I'm a little bit.
This one would have passed the Bechdel test.
Yes. Yes, you're right.
Thanks.
You're welcome. See, you're the smart one. You can tell by how right you are.
It's so pretty crazy that they made a video game out of this.
I could see that working. I'll have to try that.
97.
I'll have to watch like a video of someone playing it or something like that, just to get an idea of what it's like. I really like the atmosphere in this movie. It's pretty cool. Like it just felt like a whole. I don't know. It was a good like world building. Just like felt like, oh, this island is like its own. I don't know. I could see it existing, kind of.
They paid 18 million for this movie.
I think they did quite a good job for that amount of money. The movie looked really good. It looked kind of like a Guillermo del Toro movie, sort of.
That's interesting that you say that.
Why is that?
Oh, I'll have a question for you at the end of the episode
Oh, okay.
in regards to the next movie we watch.
Oh, I see. Hopefully it's not Pan's Labyrinth or The Shape of Water, because I've seen both of those.
Well, okay, it was Pan's Labyrinth, and I figured you had seen it, so I do have a backup.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen that one like 3 times now or something like that, so it wouldn't be that.
All right, then. Have you seen Whiplash?
Yes.
Have you seen Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino?
Yeah, that's the one where he like tries to rob a bank or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
All right. Those are my options.
Well, I mean, we can do a movie I've seen already.
No.
Okay. Well, we have a couple weeks to think about it. We don't need to let the people know right away.
Yeah. Oh, I got through no money of my own. I have Crave and Disney Plus now.
Really?
Yeah, don't have to pay for it.
That's nice.
Yeah, this movie was 2 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
A little confusing. Not a whole lot of talking.
Yes.
A lot of weird-looking people doing
Yep.
weird stuff.
Yep.
Explosions.
Mm-hmm.
Death.
Yep. People dying. People getting sort of bit by fleas and then controlled by a music box.
Yeah. Dreams.
Yeah.
A child who eats constantly.
What did you think about the relationship between the girl and Ron Perlman's character?
What did I think of it?
Yeah.
Well, she played a character who was like older than she, like mentally she was a lot older than the child, right? She was like a boss. She ran the show.
Uh-huh.
So I kind of like their dynamic.
Yeah.
But I mean, he was like a strong guy
Yeah.
who who's kind of dumb. So I don't know if they were like trying to play him as just like a brainless muscle guy. Um, but if that was the case, then yeah, great relationship.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
Especially, yeah, I guess he was kind of like, yeah, he was sort of stupid, but yeah, I guess just kind of like the strong, stupid guy. I don't know.
So I just did a random movie generator. I picked a random movie from the
Mm-hmm.
random movie generator.
Mm-hmm.
The first option, Ernest Saves Christmas. It's not gonna.
Yeah, I see that now. Ernest Saves Christmas.
That was my number one choice.
Very topical too, as it's the
Well,
Christmas
it's
season.
unfortunately, yeah, it's May, but okay, never mind. We're talking about this movie. Anything else you think?
I don't think so. No,
Okay.
no, I don't think so.
Do anything for Mother's Day
Well, I'm gonna be coming back
in
from
Penticton?
Penticton. Yeah. So I told my mom like I might be able to come over for dinner, but it depends with the ferries and who knows.
You're gonna make her make you dinner for Mother's Day?
She invited me over.
Hmm.
She's not gonna. I don't think she'll make it. She just invited me over for dinner. I might order something.
On Mother's Day?
Yeah. She likes fish and chips. Maybe we'll have fish and chips
From the fish and chip store?
from the fish and chip store. That's where we get our fish and chips.
Okay. Well, how did you like the acting?
I like the acting quite a lot. And I like how Ron Perlman played his character. I don't know, it was like subtle but kind of effective, and like the whole time seeing him in that role, I was skeptical if he was going to be able to do it. So I was like constantly sort of like closely analyzing, like, or is he going to screw this up at some point? But he never really did. I thought he did well, and the child actors were good, which is always a big bonus. Yeah, I don't think there was any performances I didn't like. And Crank was a good villain, super, but like he wasn't like he was evil, but I know he was pretty evil. I don't know. There's something about him, like there's something about like an evil, like he's obviously the bad guy, but he's clearly like super hopeless and pretty defenseless,
Yeah, bald too.
very bald, very annoying, kind of whiny. I don't know. Yeah, I just liked all the performances, I think. So 8.5, 8.5.
Yeah, well, I don't know if they wrote this movie with, you know, somebody who didn't speak English in mind for one, which I think is the second time we've had, at least the second time we've had somebody named the One in,
That's
in the
true.
movie.
That's true.
But if they wrote it for an American, a Ron Perlman, they did a good job limiting him, but still kind of showing he still showed up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the child actors were good. They weren't. I mean, Miette was great. They weren't expected to do a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
Just the one kid. I think they just put food in his mouth, and he was happy.
Yeah.
The little brother. Um, the the clones were great. That was a tough part, and I thought he nailed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give acting an 8. For ending, the ending was confusing to me.
Mm-hmm.
But after reading on it a bit, it does make sense a little bit. The diver, also played by the same guy, he was kind of another confusing character. Um, just in the way he was delusional, and then he, yeah, and then exploded. Um, I don't know. The ending wasn't great for me.
Hmm.
Um, because it was in French. I don't know, but I'll give the ending a 5.
I'm not a fan of the ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my understanding was that the bearded guy, he was like the scientist who made all these creations. The clones, Crank, the guy, the brain. And then I guess he had some sort of, he got tossed off the ship. They showed that. It
Mm.
probably was some sort of head injury or something, or maybe he was just sort of putting his memories behind him because they were not very nice memories. And yeah, he forgot about all that stuff. And then he remembered. And then he came back to destroy what he created. Which was my understanding of the ending.
That makes sense.
Yeah, something like that. But it was kind of like one of those endings where the good guys win, and the bad guys lose. Like you kind of saw that coming down the pipe, and that's exactly what happened. It also ended a little bit more abruptly than I thought it would. It was just kind of like the facility explodes, and then it's over. There's no like nothing else really happened. I don't know. So I mean, I didn't like the ending either. I'm not quite for the same reasons, but it wasn't like horrific or anything like that. Maybe a 6 out of 10. Yes, we are still going.
Can't say that out loud. So you said a 6 out of 10?
Yes,
Is that what I said?
you said 5.
Oh, okay. Well, how do you like the overall film out of 10?
Um, yeah, it was a good movie. Yeah, I like a good weird movie. I like a movie that has good practical effects. I like a movie that has good acting. I also really liked. I didn't quite talk about this a lot, but was the way that this was shot. It just felt like they found the right angle and the right closeness to the actor, and I don't know. It was shot very well. Um, I like that as well. Um, I feel like I gave Delicatessen. I don't remember what I gave it, but I do remember really enjoying that movie. I think I probably gave it either a 7.5 or an 8 or something like that. And this one I feel like was maybe a bit of a step up from that. But I don't know if it's an 8.5 movie. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go 8.25.
That's crazy.
I don't do that too often.
I don't know if you gave Ghost to like 6.75.
Yeah, I know I have not given too many 0.25s, and
That
there's
might be
one right there.
the only 0.25. Oh, you gave Con Air 7.75.
Hmm.
You've never given a 0.25 before.
Here it is, folks. 8.25.
And you did give Delicatessen an 8.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds right.
8.25. Okay, well, yeah. I mean, the movie was. I did say that it was also a step up from Delicatessen. I gave it a 7.5, so I'm going to give it a 7.75. I agree. Yeah, yeah. It was interesting. It was an interesting film. I mean, it's probably a film that you can draw inspiration from if you're a filmmaker. It's just so weird. It's such a kind of like a I don't know. It's an French experimental film.
Mm-hmm.
When I think of a Jesse film, think of a French experimental film from
Yeah,
these guys.
yeah,
But the clone actor has been in all their stuff. He's great.
I do like him.
Funny looking dude.
He is.
7.75. Another rare. Jesse scores it higher than Josh.
Mm-hmm.
That is our second highest film of the year so far, behind A Serious Man. Serious Man still. Oh no, sorry. The Straight Story is 1, The Serious Man is 2,
Hmm.
The City of Lost Children is 3.
I was about to say, I think I gave the Straight Story a 9.5. So
Yeah, you sure did. All right, that's it for The City of Lost Children. Who knows what we'll be doing next time we show. It won't be Pan's Labyrinth. It won't be Whiplash. Won't be Dog Day Afternoon. I don't really want to watch Search for One-Eyed Jimmy at the moment. The Happening is another one on my list. Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg. I don't know, one of those two.
Mm-hmm.
We're not doing Ernest His Christmas, so I'll randomize again. National Lampoon's Vacation. We're not going to do National Lampoon's. I think maybe I did a Christmas filter here. I'm sure you've seen Rushmore.
I have seen Rushmore. That's a very good movie.
That's next on the list. Transporter 3. I feel like we'd have to watch Transporter 1 or 2
Yeah.
before seeing Sea Spot Run. I don't know who's in that one. We're not going to do that. The Royal Tenenbaums. I did try to watch the Royal Tenenbaums recently. It's a movie I haven't seen that I want to see, but I got too emotional seeing what's his face. Roadhouse. Patrick Swayze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen every Wes Anderson film, so that won't work.
The Phantom of the Opera. It doesn't seem like that's an option. We've already seen too many vampire movies. Going in Style. Morgan Freeman. We haven't really done a romance. Have you seen The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
I've seen bits and pieces of that, but I don't think I've seen it in its entirety.
What about Patriot Games with Harrison Ford?
I have not seen Patriot Games.
We're not. Oh, Spice World came up. We did that movie. I'm not going to do Minions: The Rise of Gru. Okay, enough of this. We're going to do a movie that came out this year, 2025. It is classified. Let me just get the Wikipedia up. It's a movie by the same guys who did Long Legs.
Okay.
With Nicolas Cage.
Uh-huh.
It is a black comedy horror film based on a Stephen King short story. It's called The Monkey.
The Monkey.
Elijah Wood's in it. You know Elijah Wood.
I love Elijah Wood.
And Theo James. The Monkey. It's not on anything, so I'll have to send you a DVD copy.
Okay.
But it is up for viewing. The Monkey.
All right, great.
I know you haven't seen that one.
Definitely not. Monkey. Cool.
It's a movie Megan wants to see, and she's like, "You should do The Monkey." And I'm like, "Well, I have a list of all these other movies that I want to do first. Can't."
Yeah, we know where that got us.
Watch those on my own time.
Yep.
Man, what another adventure of an episode.
Absolutely.
Riff for 45 minutes. Talk about the movie. Done
and dusted. I've had a really great time, and I hope everyone else did as well.
I'm just going to keep your rambling in again. So basically what I've learned now is to restart my computer right before we go live because no issues.
Yeah. My building just got set up. I mean, I don't anticipate we're going to be doing this unless they force this. Set up for fiber. So now you can get they put a hole above our front door. You can get fiber run through if we ever wanted to do that. So maybe that's something that could be set up in your building. I don't know.
Like TELUS?
Yeah, or whatever.
They can't force you to get fiber.
Well, I've heard that they might start getting rid of like copper cable internet, and then you won't have any choice.
Oh, so not your building will force you, but your internet provider will force you.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, just how like
So
they changed, when you watch TV, you used to get like cable, and cable meant like plugging the cable in, and now I feel like everything's just like streamed or whatever.
I mean, you can still get cable.
Yeah, you can still get cable. I don't know how it works. I'm not a TV guy. Don't ask me questions like that.
Okay. So you're off tomorrow.
Yes.
Just gonna do nothing, and then Friday you leave for Bridgeton?
Yeah. Tomorrow won't be a day of nothing though, because we still there's some preparations that need to be made
Sure,
a little bit. Dig out the mattress for the car and get that sorted out, and it didn't quite fit right the last time, so we're gonna have to cut it a little bit to make it fit a little nicer. You know, get packed, that sort of thing.
Right. 7 a.m. ferry on Friday. Let's go.
9 a.m.
Do you have a reservation?
Yes.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's it for the episode 128. City of Lost Children, Lost Children of the City. French, I don't know. It was fine. I mean, apparently it was very good. But I think 2025 has been a year for the podcast, anyways, where we haven't really been watching very good movies. 5 months in, that was our third best movie. Strange.
Yeah. Just happened that way.
We're picking experimental films. One's French, one has clowns in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much, everybody.
Yeah, thank you again. Donate to our Patreon.
Yes.
Patreon.com/Josh.
Yeah.
Jesse sees 0% of this.
Yeah, and as it should be. You do all the hard work.
I mean, I don't do anything, but thanks for your kind words.
You're welcome.
Okay, everybody.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye. Bye.
You can't move too fast.